Hello, I'm going to introduce you to one of my favorite practices in Tantra. It's such a versatile and fun thing to do that I just love practicing it both with my clients in the beginning of their journey and with my personal connections almost any time, because our senses are fundamentals to our well-being, to our being, and understanding that we're here, knowing that we are present. So they are really amazing in bringing you right into the present moment and using the senses to make yourself feel good, to bring pleasure to your experience of life is also very motivating, and it's so easy for us to stay in this present moment while we're experiencing something nice. And that's for this reason senses are so valued in Tantra and used a lot. And it's also amazing because in our environment, in the current world, we are constantly rushing, constantly having goals, trying to achieve something, living in the future or living in the past. And the senses are the tool that is anchoring us right here and now in the present moment. And so they are balancing effect. They have a balancing effect to the sympathetic arousal that we are experiencing in our daily lives, trying to do things as fast as possible, as efficient as possible, producing as much profit, benefit, growth, and all of that. So that's why I really love them, because they are supporting the relaxation and rest and feeling of safety and being present here in this right body in the now. And this effect has huge consequences for our well-being that are maybe underestimated by people that have been working in certain mode for a long time. So yes, this is not only a fun exercise to do as a play with your partner. You can also do it in any situation in life, and you can take elements of this play into your lunch, into your sitting in a traffic, or even you can play these things with your children, with your friends, to support their well-being. So I really I really encourage you to take this practice really as a big exploration for the next couple of months, and think about different situations where you can experiment with each of the senses and see what the results are. Note down how the different people affect, how different people react to this experience, and also how different people react to these experiences at different times. Some of you might start with liking the smells and not so much the taste, and being indifferent to sides, and then you might be sensitizing yourself to those experiences more and more, and feeling more and more pleasure in each of the senses. Or you might note, it's just this ability of, or you might note. And with this practice, we are inviting you to learn about the role of your senses, how you feel about them, and have a choice to change their role and presence in your life, because most of us have adopted the patterns of interaction with our senses from our parents, from our caretakers, from our social environment, from things that are considered appropriate or inappropriate. And while this is useful for you to build your life in the way you built it up to now, this is also limiting to an extent, because you don't know how else you can how else you can interact with the senses. So bringing our conscious awareness and sense of play and enjoyment to something is basic to our existence as senses allows us to repattern our behaviors and choose how we interact them going forward. And there is really no end to it. We can continue expanding our capacity for pleasure. We can continue enjoying each of our senses to feeling just nice around them, and then feeling very nice, feeling orgasmic, ecstatic, and so on and so on. So I have practiced this now for 12 years, and I continue to expand my capacity for orgasmic sensations in different senses. And I'm very excited for you to start this journey, and looking forward to hearing what you think about it, how you're noticing the effects of this practice. And yes, also just take this practice as an exploration, as kind of a scientific experiment for the next months or so. And I invite you to write it in your diary. There's an option to create a diary on my platform, or you can have it in your own private space and have a regular diary after each interaction, after each experiment that you have. Note within 2-3 sentences or even 5 words how you felt exploring this particular sense in this particular situation. And then you can then look back at it after a month and notice the change in the journey, and it will be much clearer for you to take an appreciation of the value of these experiences, but also to make choices and understand where you want to go next. In terms of practice, you want to set up an environment that feels comfortable, beautiful, maybe cozy, depending on your standards of beauty and appreciation for different aesthetics. You could be doing it in nature, you could be doing it at home with nice lighting, with scents, turned on. So really notice how you want to set up it. Treat it a little bit like a ceremony, or something where you can be treating yourself as a sacred, and your human experience as a sacred, something that you want to learn from. And agree on the time with your partner, if you're doing it with somebody else, how long this will take, and try to have about equal amount of time experimenting with each of the senses. And to start with, and then you can vary the length. You can include 1 or 2 later on, or after you've done the equal sections, then you can discuss with your partner which ones they like to explore more and then go deeper into them. And before you engage with through taste and smell, ask them if they have any sensitivities or allergies. So I normally prepare a plate, something like that, before I start. It has a few different tastes to try, and they would have a variety. Something would be sweet, maybe something maybe sour, something even salty if you like to be more experimental or more courageous. And also a few scents. So I use essential oils, and I bring them kind of closer to the nose so that a person can inhale, but maybe not too much. And you can check in with them if the sense is pleasant or is it too much, and you can move away so they can still experience it but not be in overwhelm. In terms of the sound, I use meditation bowls, singing bowls, something like that would do. And you can also use the same, you can produce a similar sound with the speakers or with Spotify or any other music instrument that you can use. Just ensure that the level of sound that you're exposing is comfortable for a person, and you can check in with them doing that later on as you start the ceremony. Yes, and for visuals also it's nice to have a few objects nearby that you can show to a person kind of near their eyes, near their face, or something like that would be very suitable. And yes, that's it for now, and I am very excited for your journey and looking forward to any feedback you might have on this one.